And this is why I call it the internal compass. In a world where it's hard to discern what's true anymore, what's real anymore, being able to develop your internal compass is absolutely vital. I think the world would be in a much happier, healthier place if we all said the following 3 words a little bit more. Might be 4 words technically. I don't know. Is it just me, or does everyone seem so sure of themselves? Everyone will state an opinion and treat it like fact. But are you sure you're right? And if you are sure you're right, how come? My theory is that if we all existed in a place of I don't know a lot more, our society would be much more open-minded and much more healthy. In the world today, it's very clear that we are being bombarded by information. There's never been a time where people have had access to information at the degree with which our brains have to handle it. Our brains are in a truly overloaded state. What's true anymore? What's real anymore? I used to be a person who was very confident about my viewpoint, very sure of myself in my views. But I found that there's a bit of magic in I don't know. And I'm going to talk to you about that in this video. When you say I don't know, you are able to step back. You are able to unemotionally assess an argument on both sides. And then you are much more able to see clearly what the truth likely is. We are surrounded by half-truths, by opinion, by slanted truths where, someone's funded a bit of research behind this thing that, is helping that company do well. If you want examples of that, watch things like Dope Sick on Disney, which is a fantastic show. And that highlights a true story about Purdue farmer in America, just to give you an idea about what I'm talking about. Hint, hint.
You see him on television, so it's easy to criticize, but they're really criticizing science because I represent science,
But there is a massive hidden benefit to I don't know. You start to develop your intuition. I call this your internal compass. And what you start to do is being able to intuitively know what's right for you and what's wrong for you, and you start to get much more reliant upon your inner feeling or intuition about a thing as opposed to how the argument is being presented to you. As such, you become a much more heart-guided person as opposed to mind-guided. The mind can be manipulated and is being manipulated on a day-to-day basis. You are being programmed by what you're watching, what you're interacting with, who you're talking to, and it's all happening up here. Heart-guided is much more separate from that. And it allows you to then take in these things, this messaging, but then really make a call about what's right. And this is why I call it the internal compass. In a world where it's hard to discern what's true anymore, what's real anymore, being able to develop your internal compass is absolutely vital. And that heart center, that heart guide, that internal compass will allow you to navigate life in a much more satisfactory way. You will feel like you are less confused, but you're confused all the time. I've been in this state where I've been super confused. I've gone through this a lot where you're in this super confused state because you're not allowing your mind to really fix on one position. And then it's natural for you just to starting to surrender that attention that you're giving towards the arguments pro and against, and just starting to get a feeling about what's true or not. This is actually the most useful time in human history to develop your internal compass. So I would implore you all to become practitioners of I don't know. Have an open mind. Literally. Let all of that bull go. You don't need to focus on that because it's not about who presents an argument the best either way. It's ultimately about what your connection to a higher power is telling you is true or not. And to develop that is absolutely priceless. Let me know if you want me to go into more depth about this in the comments in terms of how to actually develop this internal compass. And also let me know how many of you already are in that place where you're able to rely upon your internal compass to make decisions, especially over the past few years that will have been tested and possibly developed. So I'd love it if you interact with me in the comments. That's awesome when people do that. Like the video, share the video, and obviously subscribe to the channel to get even more content like this. This is the Warrior of God.